There's been some talk on the interwebs, on the Twitter machine, the X machine, I guess, of a possible ACC versus Big 12 showdown. We got 11 or 12 games here, Kenny. They got K-State playing Miami in a Big 12 ACC showdown, which has happened before. K-State played them 2 years in a row. In 2011 and 2012, K-State won both of those games, including one in overtime, fourth down stop at Miami. That was pretty cool. And then the next year they beat the crap out of them here at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. But man, there's some pretty good matchups here. You got Dion versus his old school, Florida State. You got KU Duke, a perennial basketball powers, but in football here, this is wild, man. This is a wild showdown list. Your thoughts on it?
Shout out to I think it was like a Big 12 sports talk.
College Football Live.
College Football Live on Facebook. Shout out to them for putting this graphic up. We definitely snagged it from you guys. And, this is kind of a good comparison here that we got, because like you said, last year they got two teams in the ACC kind of snubbing BYU a little bit, because we did have a BYU SMU matchup, and BYU did beat SMU, also proving that they had a better report card or whatever
at SMU as well. Resume. They had a better resume.
At SMU. They had a better resume. There you go. Report card, resume. It's all the same. So I thought it'd be cool to talk about this, because I really like this graphic, and I think we've got really good matchups here. I mean, Texas Tech, SMU, that's great. K-State, Miami, that's bringing back another, like you said, rivalry back in the early 2010s. Arizona State versus Clemson, arguably the two strongest teams in each conference right now.
The two teams that went to the CFP last year.
Yeah, that would be a game. That would be a really good game. And I like Iowa State and Syracuse. I mean, that's really good. Utah and Virginia Tech, like that's really fun too. Virginia Tech fans are like absolutely insane. And same thing with Utah. Like, doesn't matter how bad they are, they both schools think that they're going to be going to like first place in the college football playoffs. So it's like it's a really, really cool matchup. But I'd like to just kind of go down the line, realistically, go down the line and see who would win this showdown, right?
If they were playing this season, is what you're saying.
If they were playing this season, who do you think takes it?
Okay, real quick before you do that, I just want to say West Virginia was snubbed by putting Cincinnati there. How do we not put West Virginia versus Pitt for the backyard brawl, big rivalry game? How is that not the ACC Big 12 showdown? But I digress. That should have been on there. Take out Cincinnati, put in West Virginia. Outside of that,
take out Cincinnati, put West Virginia there, because the backyard brawl is kind of a big deal. It's like an actual rivalry. So, and if we're just like, don't look at Cincinnati, we're going to see West Virginia. If I were to call West Virginia versus Pitt, I'm going to have to go Pitt this year.
I would too. I mean, West Virginia's having their pick last by almost everyone. They replace everyone, got a new or old coach, however you want to say it. Pitt's beaten them a bunch of times in a row. Crazy game last year, honestly. Pitt won a bunch of crazy games last year, actually. So yeah, I would have taken Pitt there.
Yes. You take the next one.
Okay.
We're going to go.
We're starting from the bottom. We'll go to the top. How about that? KU versus Duke. Duke has got the Darian Mensah kid from Tulane at quarterback, the transfer quarterback. KU's got JD6. I cannot, on a K-State podcast, pick KU to win a game. So I'm going to go Duke here.
Oh, my God, dude. We're starting out giving ACC both dubs here?
I have to. West Virginia stinks, and I cannot pick KU. After that, we'll see.
Yeah, see, okay. I haven't watched – I'm going to be honest with you, Steve. I have not watched enough Duke to give an honest opinion. Are they even good at football?
They're solid. They're solid. Them and KU played last year. Close game. Actually, it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And KU won that game.
Yeah. Okay. If this
they're
is
solid.
tough, man.
They're not great, but they're solid. I think they're better than KU, honestly.
It's tough. I feel like I'm going to go with you on this one. Just for the sole reason that we can't pick our little brother to win. It's blue bloods in the basketball world. So, but I guess I'll go with you on this one. The Devils take it.
Okay.
The ACC's up 2-0 right now.
Yep. Dion
Holy smokes.
versus his former school, Colorado versus Florida State. I don't know where this game would be played. I think they both are not very good. I think Colorado is going to be bottom 4 this year. So I think Florida State's going to be better than they were the last year or two. I'm going to go Florida State here.
This is a Big 12 podcast, Steve, and
I know, but come on. Come at me, Colorado fans.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's hard because we haven't seen a single game yet, from both of these teams. And FSU, after that undefeated season and also getting snubbed, the wheels have fallen off. I mean, in some cases, I don't blame them, but in most cases, I'm like, yo, like you're still a school that needs to perform, like you can't just say like, oh, well, we got snubbed and so the world is against us, so we might as well not try anymore. No, you still need to try. You need to actually perform every year. So I don't know, man. This is like Dion is in it to win it. And
yes.
I definitely respect his drive. He's not just trying to, like, he actually seems genuinely like willing to be a solid coach in the Big 12. And you and I were shocked at a lot of the things. Like he wasn't as bad as we thought he would be. Like he would do some things like coming out on the field and putting his arm around the coaches when there was a player down on the other team. And, that's like classy stuff. And it's like, you also hear him on interviews and he's, trying his best to like coach these kids. He's not. So I don't know. It's
but
hard.
then he also bans certain media outlets that he doesn't like that don't say nice things about him. So
that's true. That's true. All right. I'm going to go with you again on this. I'll go FSU. I just think overall, like you said, they have a better program and they just have a better area to recruit kids. And they're a more storied program in general.
Yep,
like they have a better like history with like having good seasons. So I mean, yes, they had an undefeated season like literally 3 years ago. So you got to go with FSU. Colorado had one good season in the last like 15 years.
Yeah, last 20 years. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, after this is where I think, starting here is where I think the Big 12 really starts getting rolling here. Utah versus Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has not been great for a while, though Utah did have one bad season last year. I mean, a lot of people are still picking them to be pretty good, if not winning the Big 12 this year. I definitely think the Utah Utes in their defense, Whittingham, all of the above, would definitely get the win against the Hokies of Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't been good since like the early 2000s. That's really when I think they were like phenomenal back then.
Mike Vick.
Yeah, basically. When you have a guy like that. I'm going to go Utah here. There's just something about that that area, just getting kids out there. They just got like basically a chokehold on the whole like state pretty much,
Yep.
Whereas like Virginia, you're surrounded by a bunch of different schools and it's not very far from home. So they don't get like the best players, I feel like, so it's tough, but I think Utah is a solid team. They've got great defense, like you mentioned. I haven't watched a lot of Virginia Tech, but I can't imagine
so bad for a while now. Actually,
I haven't really seen a lot of noise out of them for a while. I mean, I know their fans go crazy with that crazy intro.
Dude, they have the best intro in college football.
Yeah, the best intro ever. Yeah, yep. That's the best intro. You guys can have that.
The intro doesn't win games. The intro does not win games.
Though. We had Ozzy Osbourne though.
Kstate.
Yeah.
Okay, Iowa
Rest in
State.
peace, Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
I never would have put that on my bingo card, us mentioning him. Iowa State versus Syracuse here. Rocco Becht versus, I believe, Kyle McCord, former Ohio State quarterback. I mean, the dome that they play in is pretty cool. I think whoever would be the home team would probably win this game. Though I do think overall, Iowa State, if it was played in a neutral site, Iowa State would win that as well. I just think they're a better team overall. Rocco Becht is good. Their defense is always solid. Matt Campbell, good head football coach. They're picked near the top of the Big 12. I have them on my top 5 of the conference this year. I'm going to go Iowa State over Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse is such a solid school. They're like really underrated, I feel like. They're kind of like that sneaky middle of the pack team that can take games off of teams that are better than them, which is good. You need a team like that in your arsenal. So like the ACC definitely has a solid team in Syracuse, playing for the conference. And I think putting them against Iowa State, which is also a really solid team, like Iowa State just got their very first 10-win season, but like they've always been a really solid team every year they've played in the Big 12. They just couldn't get over that hump until last year. So I think this is a really good pairing, and it's really hard to pick because, like you said, I think if they were played in their home crowd, that would be the winning team. So, but if it is played in a neutral site, I kind of agree. I think Iowa State does edge them out. I think overall, when you got teams that are like really good in their own comparable, and they're like, let's say the 6th best team against the 6th best team in the conference, I would always give the edge to the Big 12 because I just feel like we play a much more physical type of football.
Yeah, they play finesse
ACC.
in the ACC.
Yeah.
We play physical. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Speaking
of,
go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. You go.
Speaking of physical, Kalani Sitake's defense against Bill Belichick, new head football coach of North Carolina. That would be. That's
actually going to happen. That's literally actually going to happen.
Do they play each other this
schedule. Year? Hold on.
No way.
UNC football schedule. Oh no, it's TCU. Sorry, okay. It's TCU. Well, then that should have been the game. That should have
been the game. Flip those.
Isn't that wild though? That
TCU
is
wild.
Is playing the first game of going against Bill Belichick is against TCU. That's so
amazing. BYU versus UNC. I think BYU would not only win, I think they would beat down North Carolina. I really do. North Carolina's defense has been trashed for a couple of years now. They had a new head coach. I don't see that actually working out at all for North Carolina. I know they've sold out all their tickets with the new head coach, Bill Belichick, who, by the way, dating a 24-year-old. So that's wild. That's wild.
I didn't think that. I did not have Bill Belichick's girlfriend on my bingo card.
I don't care who the quarterback is for BYU. BYU would annihilate the Tar Heels.
They have the other two phases of football that they're just better. Their special teams and their defense is just head and shoulders over they're head and shoulders over most teams in the country.
Yes.
And this is like middle of the road ACC team. Yeah. I don't care if you're coached by the freaking like god of football. Like it doesn't matter. You still have to have the players to actually pull it off. And so, yeah, I mean, Bill Belichick is, considered one of the best coaches to ever play ever coach the game, and so, but it is kind of cool though for the first time. I mean, we're not talking about BYU, like TCU is actually going to go in and play against Bill Belichick's first college coach.
That's wild,
career.
Dude. That's wild.
That's so amazing. All right. BYU takes it. Battle of the Blue. We're getting it out of there. Yeah. BYU takes the win here. Okay. This is an interesting game, though.
Baylor, Georgia Tech. Baylor versus the Fighting Calvin Johnsons of Georgia Tech. Oh, man.
Wow.
I think Baylor is pretty darn good. Georgia Tech has been up and down for like ever, which, by the way, they actually have a nice stadium. But they don't get a ton of people to go to their games. Neither does Baylor, though. Let's be honest. Neither does Baylor unless it's a big game. I think Baylor's better. I think Sari Robinson's pretty good. I think Dave Aranda is a decent coach. I'm taking the Baylor Bears here by 7.
Dude. This is one of the best pairing games. This is like up there with the Iowa State Syracuse game. This is like I think this would be the closest game out of everybody. I think they might win. I'd take the Baylor Bears by like 1. Like I think they'd win by 1. It'd be like a crazy like missed field goal or something.
You think
like
so?
I think it would be back and forth. Like this game would be tough on both sides. Yeah, I'll give Baylor the edge here, but this is tough for me to pick because I think Georgia Tech they're like a top 5 ACC team. They
almost beat Georgia last year, dude. They should have beaten Georgia.
Yeah. They're a good team, man. They're a good school, good program, good coaching, and they have like arguably the best market to grab kids.
Yeah,
you know,
Atlanta. Yep.
It's too good. It's too good, man. And yeah, Baylor, I would give them the edge for this year. You know.
Okay.
Maybe last year, not so much.
Okay, a pair of 9-4 teams from 2024, TCU versus Louisville. This is a game that I'm actually going to let you pick first because it's close for me, man. It's real close. I feel like whoever's the home team would probably win, but neutral site, I don't know. Talk me into it, man. Talk me into it.
We're talking TCU's outstanding offense versus Louisville, who's got a solid team all around. And it's like I said, I feel like if you've got a good enough defense, your mid offense could win a lot of games. I might go Louisville here. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm going to go Louisville too. I'm going
Louisville. I'm going Louisville.
They beat Clemson last year. We all know Clemson made the CFP. They only lost by 7 to SMU, who also made the CFP. I think they're a solid team. I think I have real questions about TCU's defense. We talked about it earlier on a different pod. We have them in the top half, but on the lower end of the top half.
Yeah.
They're a good team, not a great team. They stack wins against bad teams. I think Louisville would win this game. I think they're the better team.
Yep. Better team, better program, better school.
I don't know about better program. I don't know about that. TCU's had a pretty darn good program for last 15, 20 years.
Recently, yes. They've definitely had they had a good run in 2022 for sure.
By the way, Louisville totally should be in the Big 12. We passed on them in 2010, 11, 12, all of that. They should be in the Big 12.
That was a mistake.
Mistake.
Brian Hanley would have loved that.
Oh yeah, he would have loved that, dude.
Brian Hanley would have loved.
Didn't think we'd talk about him on today's pod. Great guy. We need to get him back on for sure. Okay.
We're hitting all the bingo cards.
We are. Texas Tech, SMU. Ooh,
Battle of Texas. Yikes, dude.
Battle of the checkbooks, dude. Both teams, I'll tell you what, SMU paid a ton of money just to get into a power conference. They're not taking money for 7 years. And Texas Tech is over here spending $40 million building a football roster, man. Oh my gosh.
Dude, SMU, I mean, like they spent a fortune getting into a Power 4 conference, and I guarantee you every meeting in that locker room was like, we need to freaking win. We just dropped the whole entire checkbook on this entire school. So, yeah, they had a lot to play for, but dude, did it pay off? Because
it did.
It did one of the best seasons ever. But I don't know, like was that just like a miracle run? Was that like a one and done season? Texas Tech is kind of doing the same thing.
I don't disagree.
Is it? But this time they didn't just try to get into a better conference. They spent it on the players, and we don't know how this is going to pan out. Texas Tech has always kind of been that like little engine that could in the Big 12. You know, like they just could never get over that hump. And it's just they've had great players come through. I mean, like, hello, Patrick Mahomes, like,
Yeah.
great, like, that's a huge player. So I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. If you think about it, I did SMU bring a lot of players back from that previous
That
season?
I do not know. That
See, I don't know either. But if I had to take a wild guess, I'm going to say they probably didn't. I'm going to say they maybe had like a lot of seniors on that roster. You know what? I'm going to go Texas Tech here. I'm going to bet the wallet this year. I'm going to bet on the wallet side.
I'm going to go Texas Tech as well.
I have them like, what was it? Top 4, top 3?
We had them in a conference championship game against K-State.
Oh, well, yeah. But I mean, like, that before we did the
the preseason power rankings. Yeah, you had them in the
preseason
top 4.
power rankings before we looked at the schedule.
Yeah, I had them 5th.
I had them 4th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think yeah. Are we going to save the K-State Miami for last and go to
Saw some recent highlights of Avery throwing some rocket shots across the middle, was throwing darts. Guess I didn't realize the kind of arm strength he's got. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Thank you.
Dude, he was a top 10 quarterback in his draft class.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about quarterbacks.
Who said that? Who said that, Steve?
Fong Wei Reldman. Well, we're going to talk about Big 12 quarterbacks in the next segment. We're almost done. But I'm going to take Texas Tech to win this game. SMU struggled with BYU last year. BYU did not even finish in the top 2 in a conference. They should have. I mean, honestly, their game against Arizona State, and obviously the winner went to Arlington. That game was probably one of the best games of the entire season. So, and BYU beat
Don't
SMU.
lose to KU.
I'm going to pick a Big 12 team here. I'm going to go Texas Tech wins this game 34-30.
Betting on the wallet.
Yeah, we're gonna skip K-State Miami. We'll do that last. We're gonna go Arizona State Clemson, a pair of teams that went to the CFP last year. We know Clemson typically gets 4 and 5 star players, but they've had a couple of down years for them. Arizona State definitely had an up year for them, considering their pick last in a conference. But if we're talking about just 2025, I'm taking Sam Leavitt, Arizona State. Kenny Dillingham, best name in college football, to win this game over Clemson. It's close. It's like 28-27 type game, dude. But I'm taking the Big 12 over the ACC in a close game.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Sam Leavitt coming back, second year starting. I mean, the dude is an absolute beast with the Tyson kid. I mean,
Jordan Tyson.
That's probably
yeah.
That's got to be the best 1-2 punch of the entire Big 12 and maybe top 10 in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's really scary. Look, Arizona, I had them picked in my preseason power rankings number 3, I believe.
I think I had a number 2 for me. Arizona State.
Yeah, because I had Baylor at number 2 for me. So number 3 for me, Clemson. I think you're right. They do get a lot of like extremely phenomenal players, but for whatever reason, it never it doesn't always really translate.
Yeah.
Into like cohesive team and synergy.
Kind of like Texas for like 5 to 8 years there, where they'd had a bunch of talent, but they couldn't work together as a team.
Yeah, there's a bunch of egos on the field. So, and they all were going to get drafted, and they knew that. They were going through the motions and whatever. They had no loyalty to the school. Whereas I think the opposite for Arizona State. I mean, you got a guy like Kenny Dillingham, like you said, the best coaching name in all of college sports right now. You got a guy like that who, is amped up and, that's his home school and hometown, and he just like has a lot of pride, and I think he instills a lot of that pride into those players. And I mean, again, how do you get a team that was ranked dead last? I mean, the 2 years prior to that, they only got 3 wins. 2 years in a row. So it's like, how do you go from that to like being not only the best team in the Big 12, but then also
they got better every week too. They got way better every single week. every game.
Going to the college football playoff and almost taking a game off the arguably the number one team out of the SEC.
Yep.
Took them to 5 overtimes or whatever. Like, it was insane. So,
Who you picking?
all that to say, Clemson's going to get the win. I'm just kidding. I'm going Arizona State. Arizona State Sun Devils, you made a believer out of me. So, which, by the way, I was always like in your corner. I always thought that you were like in those games that those seasons when you went 3 wins only. Like, I was like, yo, I watched those games.
Oh yeah,
you guys were there. It's just you let it fall off at the end, but you were there in a lot of those games. So we both picked Arizona State. Now on to the K-State Wildcats versus the U.
Yeah, Miami. I mean, K-State's played them a couple times in the last 15 years. Back all the way when K-State had Colin Klein at quarterback and Tyler Lockett at receiver. K-State's winning 10, 11 games, winning the Big 12. The last time they played, Kenny, K-State won 52-13. 52-13. K-State put a whooping on them. The year before, K-State won on a goal line stand on 4th down. They originally called it a touchdown, took it off the board because K-State stopped them a yard short. I think if they played right now, K-State is the way more physical team. Way more physical. I mean, if it was played at Miami, there might be 15,000 people there. Like, they do not care about football there at Miami like they used to. They just don't. If it's at K-State, K-State is filling up the bill. So regardless of where it's played at, I think K-State wins. I think Avery Johnson to Dylan Edwards and Jace Brown and Lincoln Cure had a bunch of the weapons. K-State wins by double digits against the U.
All I'm going to say is thank God Cam Ward is not playing for this team.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
In this scenario.
And we saw a big difference of when he wasn't playing quarterback. They lost the game against Iowa State. Depends on if the U brings their own ACC refs to the game. LOL, says Fong Wei. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, so I think, with Cam Ward not being on the team, it's 2025, so he's not here. So I think I agree with everything you said. K-State, much more physical team. This year alone, we are extremely more dynamic than in terms of like what is on our roster, the weapons that we have. We were very one-dimensional last year, but even then, I think like if we had that same team this year and they had, they have the team that they have now, I still think we would dominate them because I don't know how you would answer a DJ Giddens. I just have no idea. The only question marks that K-State has at all is, the new offensive coordinator switch and our second and our O-line and secondary. Yeah, we did have a tragedy, not really a tragedy, but it's like a unfortunate event. Our left tackle, which was being praised and raved about in Big 12 Media Day.
Fitz.
Yeah.
That's his nickname.
Yeah, his nickname's Fitz. He has some sort of medical condition. They're not really.
I heard
it
was just like heat exhaustion. He should be fine.
Yeah, I hope he's fine. I really do because they were talking about how they're extremely excited about him, definitely being the starting left tackle, and that's like one of the most, if not the most important position on the line. Protecting your quarterback. So all that to say, K-State's coming out with the dub. Whether we're down in Miami or definitely at the Bill. So, yeah, I definitely agree with you. So, with all that said and done, I don't know if you did the tally, but it looks like, let's see,
7 wins,
3,
7-4.
Ooh, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're right.
7-4. Big 12 would win this. We should do this again against the Big 10 against the SEC as well. That would be fun. That'd be fun.
Oh, that would be fun. K-State, Nebraska? Oh, my God.
Ooh, I like it. Dude.
That'd be a good matchup right off the jump.
Yes, sir.
The 1998 rematch.
That's ACC Big 12 showdown.